Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review. It is the final match review of the season, folks. The final one as we take on Everton at St James's Park on Sunday at 4 o'clock. The game is not on TV. They're putting on Liverpool against Crystal Palace. What's your thoughts on that, chaps? Alex, any feelings on that?
Well, there's nothing to play for either Palace or Liverpool, so
Correct.
it doesn't make sense at all. Possibly, have they lifted the Premier League trophy yet?
Well,
that's probably why. They've done it for that reason.
They've had a bus thing, haven't they?
Yeah, but this is where they get to lift it on a pitch.
Yeah,
Maybe
but what I
said,
Alex, was surely they can, like, after the games are finished, they can go back to Anfield and watch them lift the Premier League trophy. They don't have to watch the whole game, do they?
But it's so people around the world can watch it, can't they? All the Liverpool fans
them. Bollocks.
But obviously, the race for Champions League should get the minutes. It's weird that it's not. It's ludicrous.
It's absolutely mental. Billy, your thoughts?
Madness for me. The only thing exciting about the league at this moment in time is the Champions League race. And Man City, Fulham not being on is a strange one. Us and obviously Everton not being on is a strange one. Man United, Villa, yeah, I understand that. And Chelsea, Forest, I understand that. But Man United, Villa games, it's academic if Newcastle and Man City do the business.
Yeah,
so
well,
what's that one on?
Maybe I've heard a few people say today that maybe it's because they expect Newcastle United and Manchester City to win their games. But it's a dead rubber. Liverpool Palace is just a dead game. It's ridiculous. Especially when, if they put Newcastle on, they could then straight away after the final whistle go to Anfield and watch them lift the trophy. I mean, if that's what they want, if they want people all over the world to see them lift the Premier League trophy, then they could easily do that. It's pathetic. But anyway, we will have the game full. Full match commentary will be on this channel as usual. We have A2 with a super chat. Let's all take a moment to laugh at Newton Heath. Cook them, Stato. Robert D with a super sticker. Thank you, mate. Chippers, a member for an incredible 41 months now. Any news on the zip wire, Paul? Well, obviously not Chippers. They've just done it, so it'll be a while yet, mate. Toon Joe with a super chat. Channel stepped up a level this season. Well done. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I was wondering, guys, whether to actually start the show with a minute's silence for Newton Heath, Alex, and but I decided against it because it's more funny than anything else, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's very much. It almost feels a little bit like bullying, when you should turn the other cheek. You shouldn't necessarily get revenge. It's not the best thing, but for a lot of us, we've had 20, some of you 30, 40, 50 years of just constant, just that little just chatter and chirping from the Mancunians, or obviously many of them aren't Mancunians, but I can hardly talk, not being from the Northeast. And it's quite honestly, I don't feel any remorse or guilt. It's funny. Every club really deserves a roller coaster moment. It's part of football and it's part of life. And finally, and it's not even all doom and gloom. All of them are kind of behaving as if football is over. And all of these casual fans are like, "Oh, well, I'm not super serious into football yet, whatever." Yeah, okay, but you mouth off when they're doing well. Yeah. You've got the bragging rights when they're winning things. So it's not even that much of a big deal for them. Let's be honest. We've been in the Championship 2 seasons in the last 2 decades. We know what that feels like. And then there are clubs that have sunk even lower. So they don't know what it really feels like. However, this is going to be the start of a difficult period for them because they are financially in the bin. So good luck learning how it is to operate. And even then, you guys have got one of the biggest global revenues. So you've still got a get out of jail free card. You can steady this in 3 years if you stop messing around. But you're going to have to sit in your own mess for a couple of years. Serves you right. Fans as well. Your attitude has absolutely stank for years. I get that it's not your fault. It's not the fans' fault. The Glazers are terrible owners. Ratcliffe's been awful. We have sympathy to a degree because of Ashley. But
No, we don't.
Who's been
No, we don't, Alex.
have to deal with it. I'm afraid you have to deal with it.
There's absolutely no sympathy from me. And I take it from
a
Billy
plague
as
of
well.
Glazers and a plague of fucking Ratcliffes on them.
Yeah. The fan channels have been funny today, just saying that, all these signings that they were getting and all bigging up. Now it's all, such and such won't be signing, such and such isn't coming anymore, obviously.
Well, can you imagine Mateusz Cunha watching that last night going?
Oh, dear me. I mean, it was a terrible game.
Stay at Wolves.
It was so poor. Spike Milligan says, hi, Paul. Got my mugs a few days ago and the T-shirts arrived today. Better in the flesh. There you go. Please visit thetoonreview.com for all your merchandise. Lots of people have got their orders now and are very, very happy with what they've received. So if you want a gift for yourself or just family members to be part of the channel, get yourself on the toonreview.com, which is the merchandise site. Trolls has been a member for, there it is on the screen. It's just like magic, isn't it? It's so just completely fluent on this channel. Trolls has been a member now for 40 months on the channel, saying, please, 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 how start Asula if Isak is not fit. And DK35 with another super chat saying, who should we poach off Manchester? Alex and Billy. I mean, is there anybody you'd go for at Manchester United?
I'll take Ahmad, but his Mackham association kind of puts me off him. It was at the second leg, wasn't it, the semi-final? So that kind of puts me off him a little bit. But as a player, I think he's good.
To be honest, I mean, Yoro's a good player. I'll give him that. Yeah, Lenny Yoro looks a good player. Still young. But
I think the pond's big enough for us to fish elsewhere.
Yeah, we don't need to go fishing in the Old Trafford sewer. Absolutely not. Julie J saying, Garnacho, have you been smoking something funny, Julie, before this show started? Garnacho.
Can you imagine Dan Burn and Garnacho having a conversation?
Well, I can't imagine anybody having a conversation. But anyway, well done, Tottenham. It has to be said. Congratulations. It's the year of the bird, Billy.
Yeah. The Eagles winning the FA Cup, the Magpies winning the Carabao Cup, and of course, last night's won by a big cock.
The Cockerels, yes. And of course, Liverpool win the Premier League, which is the liver bird, of course. So,
of course.
Weird how that works out.
It's going to be won by a bird.
Sorry, mate?
Apart from the Champions League, which will not be won by a bird.
No, but we're talking English, like winning.
And then also the Conference League, which is Betis Chelsea, which is not bird, but yeah. Which is, by the way, I don't know if you know this, Paul. Is in Wrocław, where I used to live in Poland. That is where the final is.
Is it?
And
really?
It's come full circle because Isco, who I went to school with, is part of Real Betis now as well. So it's quite weird. I wish I'd have known that because I probably would have tried to get a ticket, but never mind.
Are you just dumping names there, Alex? Just.
A massive. I have an apartment literally 5 minutes from that stadium. I can walk to it in 5 minutes, and that's where the Conference League final is. And I'm a little bit.
You can't now, mate. You're a long way from that stadium now.
Do you know Betis massive Stato Money chance that can?
No. I'm not a big fan of Betis being. Having lived in Malaga, we don't like Sevilla or any teams like that, and it's a bit weird that Isco's gone there, to be honest. But he had to go somewhere, so.
Well, just starting off on Alexander Isak, guys. It looks like he's had a scan. Newcastle are not saying whether he's going to play or he isn't going to play, but he has also been included in the Swedish squad for the 2 internationals when the season finishes. So I would imagine, I mean, yes, he can still pull out of the Swedish squad, but that gives me an indication, and certainly, the reports I read on it, that he could play on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, Billy, you still think that he was just left out anyway, and it would have happened anyway ahead of the game?
I think that the fact that the Swedish coach has picked him in the squad virtually guarantees him to play Sunday. Because surely the Swedish coach would have been in contact with the Newcastle United medical team. Is he fit? Is he not? And if he wasn't, they wouldn't have picked him. Simple as that for me.
Yeah. Time will tell. Time will tell. listen, I still think we thumped them. But by the way, I was just telling the guys before we came on air. Ashley Young did an interview today on Talk Shite, and he was there to talk about the Man United situation, and tears were flowing everywhere. But then he was asked about the game on Sunday, and he basically turned around and said that they are coming to St James's Park for the 3 points. And he also said we want to do it for Jordan. Because obviously Pickford being a Sunderland fan, they would love to stop Newcastle United getting to the Champions League. So if you are at the game on Sunday, give him hell as well. Billy's a big fan of Ashley Young, aren't you, Bill?
That's all I need to say about him. Never liked him. Hated him the day we got relegated to Villa Park. He was an absolute prick that day as well. I didn't even like him at Watford before that.
Yeah.
He's a diver.
Absolutely. So for all you Newcastle fans, I hope we do it for Anthony Gordon, who's, of course, is a Liverpool fan, arch rivals of Everton.
Indeed. So that makes me want to win the game even more, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. Regards to Joe Linton, he's been back in Brazil this week. So the chances of Joe Linton playing are, I would think, slim to none. And I don't mind that. I'd rather keep Joe Linton to recuperate properly and begin pre-season. I don't know about you guys, but I don't see any need to try and rush Joe Linton back for the game on Sunday. But the fact he's in Brazil, Alex, tells me, he will be back for the game, but I don't think he'll be playing.
Probably not. No, probably not. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I think anybody who's even close to fit, we kind of need, because we didn't beat Arsenal, which I think we, by the way, I'm going to go backwards and say we definitely should have beaten Arsenal. We were robbed. Anyway, we need to throw the kitchen sink at this game. We need to foot on the throat, hyper aggressive from minute one. The crowd need to help as well. Everybody needs to be on board in this game. And just 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. We just need to make it completely beyond doubt that it's done. And we can do that. We are considerably better than them. They typically average about 40% possession. And when we've got a lot of the ball, we're good at chance creation. So the lads need to eat their Weetabix and focus. Have a caffeine pill, for God's sake. Just focus. We need all of our big hitters. If Isak is close to being ready, play him. Play him. We need the Champions League. Half of this squad, the amount of articles that have been floating around this year about the requirement of getting the Champions League for some of these big players for staying. Well, it's the ball's in their court now. It's up to them. If we don't know this, and it doesn't sound like this is true. However, if there have been conversations about needing to get to the Champions League to stay so that they won't move on, whether it's Gordon, Tonali, Bruno, Isak, we don't know. Most of this is probably fabricated. But if there's any truth in any of that, well, they've got the opportunity to sort it themselves at the weekend. They can guarantee that they can stay and be in the Champions League. Yeah. So everybody's got to turn up and give 100%. And we can't just go in to win this game. We need to go in to destroy them.
I mean, to be honest, I'm sorry to our Swedish viewers, but I don't care about the Swedish national team, quite frankly, in the 2 games after the season. If Isak plays 70 minutes and then can't do the international games, then so be it. But we desperately do need him. I'm a little bit worried that if Isak isn't available, he goes with Wilson again, and it's not working. Obviously, Wilson's swan song, expected to be his last appearance in a black and white shirt. Mark Slavin's asking, are we in the new kits for the last game?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I don't care. I just want us to win. None of that's relevant because this game has got such a big...
Yeah, well, you could turn up in bin bags. I wouldn't care. I remember, though, we always used to, not so much lately, but we always used to play with the next season's kits on the last day of the season. But yeah, I don't really. We'll see.
It might be because the Castore didn't do it, but obviously it took them 3 months to make a new kit. Adidas, of course, a more professional outfit. They may have something already sorted for us.
Well, there's a lot of black and white strips for sale overseas at the minute. So we're not quite sure what's going on there. But hey ho, I'm not bothered. What will be, what will be. Now, just before we move on to look at the game, Alex, obviously you and Billy did the transfer show last night, a fantastic show. So you want a poll doing tonight?
We would, yeah, we would. We had a very interesting transfer show where we looked at all of the clubs potentially in PSR hot water, and we tried to take some realistic picks that we would also like to maybe see in the squad from each of those teams. And we did come up with a final four, but we would prefer to leave it up to you guys as to who you want to pick from that final four. So just a bit of fun. I don't know if you want to put the graphic up, Paul. We've got four players from yesterday.
I was going to let you put the graphic up because I'm on the other screen typing.
Okay.
There
we go. So for anybody who didn't watch it, again, I've just explained it. We went with, out of the big list of players we looked at, Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa, Aaron Wan-Bissaka from West Ham, and also, well, to be fair, 3 players from West Ham, Mohamed Kudus and Jared Bowen. Out of the big list, it's not a suggestion that we would get all of them. That would be ludicrous. It's a suggestion that if we go and try and pluck somebody from a club in this first transfer window between the 1st of June and the 10th of June, because they have to balance their books, we might be able to take advantage of a transfer. Eddie Howe has specifically used those words in his own press conference. Therefore, I think it's valid for us to have this conversation. These are 4 interesting ones. Yes, Madueke and others were in the vote originally. They're over here. Here are some others that we discussed. But ultimately, the final 4 was these 4. So if you want to cast your vote and see who is the pick out of that bunch, we just
well, the poll is up now. So is it one of those 4? Rogers, Wan-Bissaka, Kudus, or Bowen? The vote is there. We'll have a look at the end of the show as to who you guys would fancy getting out of those 4 players. Now, Everton are racked with injuries, Billy, ahead of this game. So it seems like their backline is going to be of quite an age.
Well, some of the older ones aren't playing. Mr. Young is, by all accounts.
Yeah.
Mr. Tarkovsky's out, apparently.
Yep.
Branthwaite, for a change, he's always out.
Yep.
So, yeah, the first choice back four has been... And Seamus Coleman, of course, who's 138 years of age. He can't play. So, if that's... I mean, that's I'll have more facts on that, whether they're out or not, but... Looks like Michael Keane and somebody else at centre-half.
Well, let's have a look. Here we go. There you go, Stato. Your mic's off, mate.
There we go. This lineup was against Southampton. So if there are any Everton fans watching, don't get too excited. I know it's a nice rating over there. Of course, Billy's favourite Everton player on the left wing there. Mr. Beto is... we were talking about this yesterday, Paul. You missed out. Do we think that's what is on his NHS papers? Just Mr. Beto? Know the names?
God knows, mate. God knows.
Maybe he's named after Lucas Paqueta.
Better Paqueta.
Anyway, this was the lineup, so it's going to be slightly worse than this because they have no Branthwaite available, apparently. No Seamus Coleman as well. So the back 4 has been the linchpin for Everton this season. They've got the 4th best record for goals conceded, quite high amounts of clean sheets as well. They've done very well. However, their steady back 4 is going to be broken up. And they've still got a reasonably balanced side. They're not quite strong enough to go and play sort of the level that Bournemouth and Brentford and those teams have this year, but they're better than the dross of Spurs and Man United down the other end. So they've been all right. Idrissa Gana-Gueye is a very experienced player. Doucouré's a bit of a monster. James Garner, not my favourite. I think Billy rates him a bit higher than I do. He's okay. Dwight McNeil, I think, gets a bad rep. I actually like Dwight McNeil. I think he's very underrated. And I as well has had a fantastic season. So it's not terrible. They're not a bad team. In theory, every player in every position is a step down from ours, but that doesn't mean we're automatically guaranteed a victory. We still have to turn up and perform properly. If we go and have a look at the data just to prove a couple of points here. Goals conceded per match, 4th. Very good, very impressive. That being said, the players aren't generally going to be available that have helped them to that. Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Seamus Coleman, they're going to be rolling out a 53-year-old Ashley Young. So goals per match has been the problem. They can't score goals. So hopefully that should be a good thing for us. Clean sheets, they're in 6th. So again, reinforcing the fact that they're very good at scoring points based on the defensive work. Average possession, I think I mentioned this before, 40.7% on average. And we're very good at chance creation when we get a lot of the ball. So I'm hoping that's going to translate into three plus goals. I really, really hope so. I think it should, especially the amount we should have scored against Arsenal as well. Let's be honest. XG, awful. Shots on target, awful. Big chances, pretty bad. There you go. There's the tactic. Top in the league for long balls. Mr. Sean Dyche is very much an avid.
Yeah, I think that's more to do with Dyche than Moyes, to be honest.
I don't know. Moyes likes a bit of a long ball, doesn't he? Let's be honest.
I don't think Dyche has structured it accordingly, and Moyes has not really done much to. Yeah. I mean, Beto as the main man up front to punt the ball at doesn't really. So Dan Burn and Fabian Schär presumably have got to do a good job if Botman's available, which he very well might be. So,
well, they can't pass the ball clearly. I mean, Jesus Christ!
I mean, they don't try to. We got anything else interesting in here? Lots of crosses. They've conceded. They've only won 2 penalties. Touches in the box, very low. What else we got? Corners. Nah, we don't care about that. Oh, interceptions per match is quite interesting. But again, if they are camped inside their own half with blocking passing lanes, so they've got a good defensive metrics, certainly. Very, very impressive. Penalties conceded. They don't seem to. That is very impressive as well as a metric. Considering how much they do defend, that's impressive. They press a little bit higher than I was expecting. Still not super well. Lots of clearances per match and a moderate amount of saves. What about the discipline? Yeah. Middle of the park for fouls, yellow cards, and red cards. So not as dirty as they have been in previous years. However, we've still got to be careful. The preview, which it's a bit early, guys, because it is only Thursday. This is the FOTMOB preview of injuries. This is probably subject to change, and there's probably things wrong with this as well.
Well, no, they are confirmed as being out. Alex Tarkowski, Branthwaite definitely out. Coleman's definitely out.
I mean, that's a big one because Branthwaite and Tarkowski are their 2 best centre halves. They're the 2 best defenders in the club, hands down. So that is a significant improvement for us. So it'd be if we can have a reasonably fit Isak.
Yeah.
Then we win this game comfortably. We really do need him to play, though. It is suggesting that Isak's going to be injured until early June, but that's nonsense. We do need to wait for the press conference. So we kind of know what our availability is anyway. We've got to be very, very careful because it's okay. It's not terrible. It's definitely something you've got to turn up against because it's, if you don't play properly. Yeah. You're not going to get 3 points.
I mean, they've got it's 6 defenders as far as I can see, plus a defensive midfielder in the number 10 role. So they've had very low blocky, aren't they?
Well, they will.
You just got to be careful with long balls.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, Decore can go and operate as a bit of a, Decore and Beto.
Decore is leaving, isn't he? Decore is leaving Everton. He's already announced that, so it will be his final game. So you'll probably want to maybe try and go out with a bit of fire.
Red card.
Yeah, hopefully, the red card. But I mean, they do like a physical battle, don't they, Billy? And we have seen in the past that Everton have sort of disjointed our game by their physicality.
Yeah, they're traditionally a very physical side. Mm-hmm. Onana used to be a part of that as well, didn't he? Just again, Onana with the destroyers in the middle of the park with Decore. And they've done that for years and years and years, really. The Dogs of War back in Joe Royal's time, going back 30 bloody years.
Yeah.
With a big physical centre forward, like Duncan Ferguson, like Beto, like Calvert-Lewin. Seems to be their method operandi of how they work. And it's a bit dinosaur for me, I've got to say. But, they've got some good players in there as well. I do like Ndai. I think he's a very good player.
Yeah, and Ndai's the one that stood out, I think, last time We played Everton. He seemed to stand out as the one player that maybe can create a lot. McNeil is not a bad player, but the thing here, Alex, it's very much what we do and not what Everton do to us. We've got to stay out of the niggles and the discipline stuff. If Everton try and get at us that way, it's very important that we stay out of all that and just concentrate on winning the game, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we have to get involved with any personal squabbles. I think that I'd be shocked if that's not a message from Eddie Howe or from someone in the coaching setup, referencing, don't let this lot wind you up. We've got a job to do. Get your attacking patterns right. Get your passes right. Get your passing range right. Make sure everybody's switched on. Communicate with each other. Open your eyes. Look up. We want that kind of message, which is weird because we don't normally say that on this channel. There are a lot of other games that call for a bit more of a barbarian approach, but I think this is a bit more of we need a bit more of a calculated approach. Use your training, use all your practice. We're a better team than them physically, technically, and we need to show it on the pitch. You can't get rattled and you can't get drawn into silliness. So some of the lads are going to have a talking to and just say, look, this is too important for you to get petulant. We have to win this game.
Billy, obviously, Mr. Pickford is arriving and he's had a lot of shenanigans before at St. James's Park, trying to wind the crowd up, etc. And he's done it to success, really, hasn't he? Because he has got under the skin a couple of times. But again, the fans need to do their job and just stay out of all that crap with Pickford, because no doubt he'll try and wind the crowd up. If he comes for a cross, he'll gather it and then fall to the floor like he normally does. It's very important that the crowd just concentrate on getting behind the lads, isn't it? Because we don't want to get sidetracked with a Pickford show.
I agree. I know it's a bit of fun with the people turning up with dinosaur costumes and stuff. Just don't give him any ammunition to kind of bite at. He'll hate it all the more if he's not the centre of attention, which he is when we give him the dinosaur stuff. I don't want to start. Just ignore him. Forget he's there. Seriously to God, if just for this one time, just forget he's even there.
I agree.
And he'll hate it, and like I said, won't be centre of attention. Yeah.
Or if we're 4 or 5-0 up, then start having the
then finally you start doing then.
I do think we need the crowd a lot. We really need
to
the
be
crowd.
behind us rather than against them. Yeah.
If you watch some of the games, like I think Barcelona and Real Madrid are a great example of this. It's suffocating to play against them sometimes, especially in the Bernabeu in certain moods, because as soon as the opposition has the ball for more than 12 seconds, the whole stadium is booing, and it makes it really tough for the away team, really tough. And I think we need to echo that. We need to make sure that it is as noisy as possible when we're on the ball with positivity and cheering to get the lads in the mood, because they've all said in interviews it helps them. They've all said it. And then conversely, when Everton have got the ball, we need to make it horrible for them. That atmosphere needs to rattle them, because most of them are young men. There's a lot of them in their 20s and stuff. They're not warriors. You can get in their heads, 100%. And that's everybody. Everybody watching. If there's anybody going, you could contribute to that, even if it's the tiny bit. You've got a bit of control over it, which is weird in these settings, but it's true. It really is true.
Well, I mean, look, there is going to be nerves there. It's only natural. This is a big game for Newcastle United, and it can round off an absolutely incredible season. It can, and yes, we've won the cup, and that was an incredible moment of the season. There's 2 free drinks, by the way, for the crowd this time, not one.
Good little strategy from whoever's called that, by the way.
Indeed, yeah.
Promotion for whoever called that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the nerves will be there, Billy, won't there? It'll be because it's huge, isn't it? Because of the season that we've had, winning the cup and then a chance at Champions League. We haven't had a season like this. Well, we haven't had a season like this for 70 years, domestically. So, yes, winning a cup is lovely, but the Champions League has so many permutations as to next season, i.e. players, finance. It's huge.
It's the biggest game we've had this season, apart from the cup final and maybe the semi-finals.
Yeah.
And the semi-finals and the final were probably our 3 best performances of the season. So You know, we like these kind of games at this moment in time. With the pressure games in the past, we've failed, we've faltered. But this season, we've through them with flying colours, and I have no reason to believe that it'll be different on Sunday.
Yeah. Referee, by the way, is Tony Harrington, who awarded the penalty to Everton last season.
He could not, could he? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can't exactly say, "Oh, what a bastard that was." I mean, Paul Dummett literally appeared in the WWE there. And it was your mate he threw to the floor as well, Billy, wasn't it? It was Ashley Young.
I mean, Ashley Young chased the ref around for about 5 minutes trying to catch him. That's how old he is.
He did.
He was determined to make sure the ref knew about it and all VAR knew about it.
Yeah.
And he made a meal of it, but still, Paul Dummett was daft to do what he did in the first place.
Indeed. Magpie 50 says, I'm utterly disgusted with Sky and TNT. And it also shows their disrespect for Newcastle United and the fans. I mean, come on, 300k turned out for the cup win. That should tell them all about us. Well, listen, the way they go on with Liverpool is pathetic at times, and it's cringeworthy. So I think they were always going to have Liverpool on. I mean, the game itself, it'll just be rank bad. You've got two teams who will probably be well and truly on the piss. And I just, it annoys me, to be honest, but we're used to this now. We're used to the TV. They don't give a shit about the fans. All they care about is the spondoolies coming in every month from the paying customers who pay hundreds of pounds a year to get the services. But listen, the tide is changing. The tide is changing. They will eventually lose customers. Well, they are losing.
They can't ignore us forever, because if we keep
can't.
winning and winning and winning, you have to honour that, because it's where the money's going to end up being, because we're going to attract new fans as well, and we're going to be the ones to watch. So you can't do it indefinitely. Like, eventually they're going to stop showing Spurs and Man United as much. If they're the boring watch and people aren't tuning in, you got to show the good teams. It's how it works. So we've just got to keep going at it.
Absolutely. Now, it will probably be Callum Wilson's swan song, guys, whether he starts the game or comes on at some point, because if Isak does start, you can guarantee he'll bring Wilson on at some point during the game. I know Alex is shaking your head, but it will happen. You know it will. But I've seen links with Wrexham today, and funny enough, I mentioned that on Tuesday night on the fan forum. I said Wrexham might be a good fit for Callum Wilson. I believe you two spoke about it last night. Do you think that is an option for Callum? Is he sort of going into the game on Sunday, shop window kind of attitude?
If he does, he won't be going anywhere. They didn't want to buy him. I think he's basically going somewhere on the back of his history.
Yeah.
He ain't going to play 46 games in the Championship, is he?
No. But
the fact that I think this is really telling. So, did anybody watch that video of Osula? It was Wilson, Matt Target, Kraft, and Tino doing that little lineup challenge thing. I think it might have been Sky or someone.
Yeah, it was.
And they had a little squabble. It was Matty Target and Kraft were having a squabble with Wilson, saying, "Now, mate, you need to get down the end." And Callum wasn't having it, but they were adamant. Kraft was mortified. He was like, "My top speed's faster than yours in training. Get over there." The fact that the two people, Kraft and Matt Target, are not quick players at all. We see them run. And the fact that both of them were a bit, he's done at that kind of level, in my opinion, in terms of pace for a Premier League club.
Yeah.
As much as he probably completely disagrees, it's fine. Whatever. We're just talking heads, and we're not professional footballers, so we don't know what we're talking about. And then if he goes to a Championship club, which is a very physical league, and you've got to play 46 games.
See, I don't think Wrexham would. I don't think a team like Wrexham would sign him with a view to playing 46 games. I think, if they've got any sense about who's manager down there, Phil Parkinson, isn't it? So I don't really think. I'm sure it's Parkinson. Somebody will put me right if I'm wrong, but
we love Callum for the cup win, because he contributed to the cup win.
Listen, we love Callum for what he's done. Full stop. Absolutely.
But I don't want him to play on Sunday if it's a detriment to getting 3 points. Don't want him to touch the pitch. I want us to be playing the best players in the best situation to get 3 points, and I don't think Callum is in that conversation, in my opinion.
Well, there is talk, Billy, that if he goes 4-3-3, he's going to bring Longstaff in.
Why?
Well, good question. Very good question.
I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all.
Yeah,
I'd much rather play Joe Willock. I'd much rather play Lewis Miley. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter.
Jens with the super chats in. Sean Scummerpool just proves the cartel, and Michael McIntyre with a super sticker as well. Thank you, guys, much appreciated. It is Phil Parkinson who is manager of Wrexham. I do get things right occasionally, guys. I mean, yes, it may well be Longstaff's goodbye, but I'd be I can't. There's no point in starting Sean Longstaff. None. James Ansell says, think 5 at the back. Nah. Come on. We can't go 5 at the back against bloody Everton. Surely not. Why would we go 5?
It basically means to go forward at back and Trippier's not injured. It means Kraft's got to start at right back, doesn't it?
Well, yes. Unless he plays Liverpool right back and Burn left back, really. And Botman and Shea in the middle.
I mean, he could do that, yeah, but if you really want to see Dan Burn at left back.
Don't make me mute that microphone of yours. You won't be happy.
You what, man?
Don't make me mute that microphone of yours. You won't like it.
I mean, come on. I mean, Billy, you said 5 at the back against Everton is. Why would we need to do that? They don't have the. It's more. I guess it's more so what we've got available, Alex, isn't it? I mean, let's do this, shall we? Let's bring the old. So Nick Pope is definitely going to start.
I thought I'd clean the slate because this is a very weird one. So
Wan-Bissaka right
back. Yeah.
So back 4 versus back 5 obviously is an interesting question because he's not really shown the desire to play Emil Kraft as a right back in the starting back 4.
No, he hasn't.
But I mean,
and obviously Trippier would be the right man if he's fit. He'd clearly play if he was fit, but we don't know if he's right.
I don't think Trippier's going to be there.
Let me throw something on screen just to get a defense up on there. I potentially think this is one of the options. If I can find Fabian, there he is. This is one of the options, which I know people are going to be screaming. Playing a back 5 against Everton is disgusting.
Having said that, though, Alex, we played the back 5 the last 2 games and have looked very attacking in the first half.
Well, this is the point.
Out, but you know,
yeah, but that's against teams that aren't playing low block pool.
Good point. Exactly. So that's what I guess what Eddie's got to think about for this.
How many players are we allowed?
That'll be 11, Alex.
Yeah, I am aware. I'm just counting. So we've got a 5,
Gordon
2.
You've got another Gordon to go in. That's it. Yeah.
I think that's all. Is that right? That's right.
Yeah.
So we've dropped a midfielder.
Yeah.
So we're 3-4-3. So I think this, something like this, and then the attacks are going to end up being like that. Is probably what I would like. I appreciate people don't want to play a back 5, but it's not going to be a back 5. It's going to be a 3-4-3.
It would be because I presume we will have the majority of the ball, and if we don't, I'll be very disappointed. To be fair, but the players that you see on the screen now, surely, Billy, that is good enough to beat Everton.
I think Burn, Stroke, Botman, and Share. 2 of them are capable of dealing with better. So I don't see the point in having 3 at the back.
Well, Chris at Evermore says it goes with me, really. I wouldn't want it, but maybe you'll stick Tino back at right back and Burn at left back, Botman, Shea in the middle.
Potentially. I mean, Burn, we have noticed a bit of a...
He's not played left back all season.
No, but a bit of a swap in his pace, it seems, but... Yeah, I mean...
Okay, if you want to do it the other way...
It's one game, isn't it? I mean, I know it's a risk, but...
If people want to do it the other way, then this is the other way, unless Sean... Well, this is one of the other ways, unless Sean gets involved somehow. And then obviously Gordon somehow starting somewhere. And I don't really want to put Wilson on this graphic. I don't think he deserves to start at all. I don't think he's been good enough. I think we've got four players here in Barnes, Isak, Murphy. I think if Isak's not fit, that's got to happen. And I don't even care. I don't even care that Gordon's not an out-and-out striker because they are playing their backup centre-half pairing. So that should be good enough.
Lawrence, I don't think Dubravka's going to play, matey. You know as well as I do, it'll be Nick Pope. It's not going to be
Dubravka. I mean, Pope's been fantastic.
Pope's been excellent, yeah.
And I do want Botman to play,
Botman must play. His distribution and a bit more pace is vital against the counter-attacking team.
I agree. I think Botman... I don't want to leave Botman out of this starting 11. I think he's too good. As much as this is interesting... I don't know. That concerns me again against Ndai. As useful as Emil Kraft has been, we don't want to sour that positivity we've got of him by him missing us out on Champions League by not being able to deal with Ndai. I'd prefer...
I'll tell you something, right? I've been more impressed with us this season when we've had 5 at the back or 3-4-3, whatever formation it is. I think we've played some brilliant football in that formation. Because 4-3-3, we have spells and then we go into... I generally think that the football we've played with a 5, it still frees up the players as well. Because like you showed before, when we get on the attack, Alex, we've got some very, very good attacking players still on that pitch. They can do the damage. It's just a question of converting chances, isn't it?
We've got more people up there. We can't go up there.
Everton do play a low block stat over, not a 30-man low block.
Yeah, there's not that many.
I'd say the Great Wall of China. Yeah. Throw everybody on.
But I'd be happy with that as when we go out. Obviously, that's not the formation. That's what it's going to look like around the edge of their box when we're trying to engineer opportunities.
Billy,
I know Gordon on the right is an interesting one, but
Billy, what worries you when you talk about the low block and playing that formation? What worries you about that formation against the low block?
I just think the more players you've got forward, the better. And an extra midfielder rather than an extra defender for me works more from an attacking point of view. But I'm happy with. I mean, if we can keep on the front foot and avoid these counter attacks that we sometimes get, because every time I've got the quickest forwards, I think we'd be okay with that.
Because Tonali's going to patrol the edge of the box and can help with the run backs. Livramento will normally try and get on his bike as well if possible. And when we're doing set pieces as well, Livramento and Tonali are the ones that will try and put out fires because they're both rapid legs for days. So I'm confident they can deal with it. And then we've got Burn and Botman to deal with the Takore and Beto threat if they decide to be annoying. We've got the 2 that can match them physically and aerially.
How about going even more attacking and playing Anthony Gordon as the left wing back and putting Livramento on the other side?
Not.
Jesus Christ, Billy!
And then White McNeil to ruin our season. Not right now.
I think Anthony Gordon's got a big part to play on Sunday because he needs a good game. He really needs a good game, and it's the perfect game to step up and try and get a couple of goals, create havoc. Jeff Barlow says, but Paul, not even Amarin can make 3-4-3 work. Yeah, but he's got lower Premier League players to deal with. We've got, we're in the top 4 of the Premier League. It's very different where we are to where Newton Heath are at the minute. Nudge, nudge. 10 minutes ago, I was saying, why would we play 5 at the back against Everton? But that, to me, looks like
you've been convinced.
Well, it stops the argument of should he play Gordon or not, doesn't it? I guess.
Well,
if he goes 4-3-3, does Gordon get in the side?
Well, if he goes 4-3-3, Gordon hasn't done enough for me to knock Barnes or Murphy out of the side.
Exactly.
I think Gordon plays no matter what, because if we play 4-3-3, well, Wilson can't play. Wilson cannot play.
Isak can, can't he?
But if
Isak's available, if we've got a 3-4-3, then it'll look like that. Those 3 up top.
So Gordon won't be playing, will he?
Yeah, okay, maybe not in that situation, but
it's a safety. It's a safety. I mean, I don't want to play
a 4-3-3. I don't want that formation at the weekend because I feel like Botman and Burn make sense against the 2 threats of Decore and Beto. This means we've got our our most attacking threats on the pitch all at the same time in Murphy, Barnes, Isak, Gordon, it still means we've got our 2 maestro midfielders. I just think it makes more sense. We're maximising the squad, and it's not like we're trying to shoehorn the best players onto the pitch. This has worked in practice against good teams quite consistently, and we're able to play it in a really aggressive way as well. So I don't get... Yeah, I'd be shocked if we don't do this. I'd be disappointed. But I still think we should, even if we play a 4-3-3, we should still have more than enough to blow them away. We really should.
I agree. I have to say, we just need to go out and thump the twats. That's what we need to do. What
as well.
What are you guys? Alex, we'll start with you first. What are you hoping that Eddie Howe gets asked tomorrow morning?
Nothing at all, because I think all the cards need to be kept close to his chest on this one. So for the first time this season, I kind of don't care about interesting questions, because this is the end. This is the last game of the season, and we don't want him. Not that he would slip of anything. He's probably the best manager in the Premier League for interviews in terms of just not giving anything away. So hopefully the journalists do their usual nonsense and talk about trees and clouds and the sky, maybe the transfer window, a bit of, isn't it funny, the Europa League? Yeah, just talk about nonsense, and that's fine. And we and a bit of Oasis, yeah, why not?
Easter eggs.
You going anywhere for your summer holiday, Eddie? What's your perfect Sunday, Eddie? That kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't want them. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, to be honest. As long as Louise Taylor doesn't ask him about Jordan Pickford, then we'll be all right.
Oh, there's bound to be a Pickford question.
She might ask him about the playoff final.
Yeah. Are you hoping Sunderland get promoted, Eddie?
How tall are their centre halves, by the way? Jake O'Brien and is it going to be Jake O'Brien and Michael Keane, presumably?
I think so. Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah.
How tall are they?
While you're looking at that, Bald Geordie says, I'm absolutely buzzing for Sunday, TTR. I'm very confident regardless. I can see us beating the biggest Premiership win record. We are on the verge of our greatest season in my lifetime. Toon. Mr. Bald is very confident. I'm not sure about the biggest ever Premiership win. To be honest...
It'll be 69 points. What's the best finish we've had? I think we finished third under Bobby Robson. How many points did we get then?
Well, we were second under Keegan.
Second under Keegan, yeah.
Second under Keegan / Dalglish.
Yeah.
How can you forget that season, Alex? 12 points.
I'm just thinking about more recently. Yeah, so we've had a second and a third. One under Keegan, one under Robson. Not sure what the points tallies were. Yeah, the centre halves are quite tall. 197 centimetres. I don't know why everything's in foreign money. 197 centimetres and 188. So they're both pretty tall, to be fair, but still not as impressive as Dan Burn. So hopefully Dan Burn can get another goal.
Yeah. I mean, look, you guys in the chat, try and maybe come up with a question that you'd like to see Eddie Howe being asked. Ruffiad Benissian says 10-0 would beat the Premier League record. I think it was 9-1, wasn't it, for Man United against Ipswich?
And that's Paul Geordie's talking about the amount of wins in the season. Because 21 wins, I think.
Yeah, sorry guys, I meant by goals to win.
Oh, in that case, then it's going to have to be a 10-0.
Do you want to have a look at the league table?
Yeah, let's have a look at the different options for Sunday or what could happen. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget, Man City is not guaranteed to win at Fulham. They're the ones in third, but Fulham away is not an easy game.
Yeah, Fulham.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but the problem is Fulham's season's over, isn't it?
Yeah,
Are Fulham really going to be pushing themselves? I don't know.
Well, just for everybody's benefit, there's been a few questions about this. We technically don't have to win. We don't even have to draw. We just have to match what other people are doing, or at least a few other people, so that we can retain sort of third, fourth, or fifth place. That's it. All we have to do is be better than two teams. That's it. We don't have to necessarily win, but obviously that keeps it in our control, which would be fantastic. But you've got Forest down there on 65. and then we've got 66 Villa, 66 Chelsea, 66 us, and 68 City. So we've got a superior goal difference to everyone bar City. So,
and of course, Villa and Chelsea and Forest play each other. They play each other, so they both can't win.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. So Chelsea, so technically, Billy, we need to be better than one other team then, because Chelsea and Forest is a foregone conclusion. We just need to match. We need to match Villa or Man City's points. What happens in the match? Ideally, what happens in one of them matches?
Man City's ahead of us, aren't they? So it's not that it's
Listen,
well, okay. We need to either win if it's Man City or draw if it's Villa. So it is rather complicated, unfortunately. But a win would just guarantee it.
Better Villa and match Chelsea, and that's it.
Yeah, but let's not just say a draw do.
I could win. A win fucking sorts it out. Getting game.
My ass would be going like a rabbit's nose. Especially if results aren't going our way and we are still drawing the game. I hate that thought. Let's just pump 5 in the first half and then we can sing songs and do merry dances.
Yeah, I agree. We need to
think about where we're going.
First half.
Yeah.
Kitchen sink.
Absolutely. 100% the kitchen sink. Let's just go and thump them. I mean, they've done well to get the 13th considering where they were, to be honest.
It does help that they've had the most abhorrent teams in recent memory underneath them, propping them up. They've got 45 points, which is
good for Everton.
Yeah.
Do you want to scroll down a bit, Alex, and just see?
It's a long way down. I've got to scroll. What badges are you looking for?
Well, Manchester United. Oh, look at that, 16th. I mean, that is unbelievable, isn't it?
Just to turn the nail in a bit more. Turn the screw. For people who didn't hear me say this the other day, so Manchester United on 39 points with 1 game remaining. Even if they win their final game, that's 42 points acquired, and a team has been relegated on 42 points previously. So, and they might not win. They're probably going to lose because they lose all the time. Look at that record. It's abysmal. Loss, draw, loss. So if they do lose, they are very, very lucky to have not been relegated this year.
Villa still have a lot to play for, Alex. Villa still have a lot to play for. Of course, the Champions League battle. So I think they do Man United on Sunday. Man United are terrible, man. They are absolute
awful.
Man United and Spurs' record look like a Welsh scrabble set.
I wonder what their
L's and D's.
Yeah, I wonder what Manchester United's relegation odds would be next season.
Put a pound on that, and I don't
bet. Before, I remember it happening before.
Yeah, it has, but because I mean, I can't see how they're gonna turn that around. They've got no money and they've got no European football now.
They're going to have to sell some of the people that they don't want to sell to get some money. If they'll probably sell Anthony and
safety standards, well, aren't they? The health and safety standards with moist shit found in the kitchens and that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've got rats running all over the ground and all. So, I mean, Jesus. Anyway, it's very funny. George, I'm not sure whether you've been smoking your happy backy tonight. Thanks for the super chat, George. I'm not a manager, but how about this lineup? Dubravka, Kraft, Lascelles, Byrne, Longstaff, Ruddy, Willock, or who the hell is that?
Sullivanla.
Or Sullivanla, Wilson and Neve. What have you been on, George?
He might be in the club.
Okay, George?
No, I think George is painkillers for his new knees, mate. It'd be well and truly kicking in at the minute. Love you, buddy. Jens with a super chat saying, if we get the same outcome as Villa, we are good. Well, yeah, but we can't rely on other teams. It's all about us. There's no way we go.
Yeah, if we get the same, if we get the same as Villa, then we're definitely finishing Champions League because both Forest and Chelsea can't overtake us.
They can't both get 3 points. Yeah.
Are you bothered about where we finish, like third or anything like that? Or just
Champions League.
The top 5.
Don't care. Champions League.
Yeah, 100%. Peter Garthwaite says, do you think Eddie Howe opened a can of worms with his comments that there is no guarantees Isak will stay? It's been reported he will leave if we don't get Champions League. Well, he won't go because we will get Champions League.
There'll be articles on him anyway, whether he's. It doesn't matter what he says.
They've said that all season, to be honest, haven't they? They've said it all season.
As I said on Tuesday night, I'm not sure Eddie Howe has any saying whether Alexander Isak will be staying or going.
If you go on anywhere like the BBC, Sky, or the Athletic and have a look at Arsenal transfer articles, Isak's on the face of pretty much all of them. It's incredibly disrespectful.
Yeah.
But
Arsene Wenger was on
fine, but
one of the foreign channels last night and said there's no way Arsenal could afford Alexander Isak. No way. But he did say Isak might go somewhere else in the summer. But, we'll gloss over that.
Again, we've been saying this all season. We either end up with keeping one of the best strikers in Europe, if not the best striker in Europe when he's on form, or we end up with the biggest pot of gold we've ever seen. So, I couldn't care less.
I hope that if he does play on Sunday, we see kind of the old Isak back again, because he hasn't looked right for a few weeks now. Obviously carrying an injury, but it's there for everybody to see. Anyways, prediction time now. Newcastle scored 98 times this season in the Premier League.
We haven't scored 98 times.
98?
We've scored 68 times.
Yeah, I think that's a misprint. Toon Assassin, you've had a misprint. What the fuck am I on about? A misprint?
He's not set up the printing press properly when he's commenting.
Get the Tipex out.
All right, I'm tired. All right, I apologise. Bloody Nora, Christ. It's all right for you two to fudge things up, but when I do it, it's a different kettle of fish.
You didn't say it.
You're not supposed to get things wrong. Jules gifted a Toon Review membership. Thank you, Jules. Right, prediction time. Get your predictions in the chat. Let us know what you think or how you think the game's going to go. Stewie straight on there with a 6-0 to the Toon. We'll start off with you this week, Alex. What is your prediction?
5-0.
Oh, wow. Straight. Hey, Billy, that must be the first time this season that he's come straight out with this. Normally he goes, He's like a snooker player, isn't he, when it comes to predicting scores? He takes ages to work out.
For a long time, I guess.
Bloody hell. That was off the bat, Alex. Who's going to get the goals for you?
It's what we need.
I'll
go with... I'm going to go with Dan Burn to get one. I want Isak to start, and I want Isak to get a couple. I'm going to say 2 for Isak. I'll be gutted if he doesn't start. I really want him to start. I'll go with... So that's 3 goals. I need to fish 2 more from somewhere. I'm going to go with Bruno, because I think it will really irritate Jordan Pickford. And then I think I want Sean to come on and score a goal. And then, because that'd be 2 Geordies scoring. It'd really irritate Jordan Pickford.
Do you know what Callum Wilson scored in his final appearance, Alex?
No. I want to win the game. I don't care about sentiment in this game. I want 3 points.
Billy Bob.
I mean, if
Michael Burge says 1-1. Ha, come on, Michael. Jesus.
I think we own one for last season, to be fair. And I think if we'd have beat Everton in one of them games, we'd have been in European football this season. So I think we own one for that alone. Despite the Champions League, I think we'll beat, on top of that, I think we'll beat them. Yeah, I think 4-0.
We need revenge for that twat chaining himself to the goalpost as well.
And him, yeah. Stonehenge teeth.
Yeah. The talk show says Fabrizio came out yesterday on his YouTube channel and he said that Isak is not for sale, even if Newcastle don't get Champions League. Well, our chairman said that. Yeah. Right. Can you guys remember when we won the championship under Keegan? Way back when, and then we played Leicester City on the final game of the season and absolutely pumped them. I can see another one of them. So I'm going 6.
I don't remember it, but I'm aware of it.
I'm going 6-0. Yeah, it was 6-0 half time. Yeah. David Kelly had a field day and then we sold him. But hey, there you go. That people said Keegan didn't have a ruthless streak. He fucking did, because Kelly was a fantastic striker for us in that promotion season, and then ta-ra. But then Andy Cole and then Beardsley obviously came in, and that was it. We went from there. But I'm going 6. I think it could be a very, very big celebratory day on Sunday. Goals flying in. The atmosphere is going to be electric. The fans are going to be on fire. Everything is just going to be a wonderful occasion, and me and Billy will be singing Champions League songs in the second half of our commentary on Sunday. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I don't know what Michael's on here like. Arsehole predictions going mad, especially when we get the Europa. Obviously, I'm hoping I'm wrong. Well, you will be wrong, Michael. And the fact that you're calling everybody arseholes for putting big scores in is a little bit rough, mate. But, each to their own. But
what was the poll?
I'm coming to that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, it's time to do the poll. Right, we asked you which player would you have from the transfer show that Alex and Billy Bob did last night, and you had a choice between Rodgers, Wan-Bissaka, Kudus, and Bowen. Who do you think's won it?
My preference is Morgan Rodgers, but I've not looked at it.
Billy, what do you reckon?
I think one would be Rodgers, but I don't know who it is either. Probably Bowen, I imagine.
Well, the winner of the poll is Morgan Rodgers with 41%. Second was Bowen with 34%, Kudus with 15%, and Wan-Bissaka 9%.
I think I'd get more pleasure taking a player off Villa than I would off West Ham, to be fair.
Yeah.
Especially a young starlet like Rodgers, who they adore.
Rodgers is really good.
That'd be fantastic.
Really,
Take
really
one of them off
player.
Villa. That'd be, oh no, bloody Geordies, who do you think they are?
Happier than that accent.
I gotta say, Billy, that's far too enthusiastic. Bloody hell. Yeah. It's normally like this.
Somebody stole me chips again.
We were gonna win the game. Boy, lots of goals. Anyway, Peter Garthwaite with a super chat. Callum Wilson to get a hat-trick in his final game. I don't think Alex agrees with you.
I mean, if a 4 and bring on with
if he plays and he scores. Yeah. Look, I just don't think he should start if Isak could start. Isak needs to start, in my opinion, if there's even a chance. But if Wilson plays and contributes to a win, then hands down, he leaves a legend. He's already a legend because he's contributed to a cup win. Yeah. And then if he can help solidify Champions League qualification, the man is untouchable. But I just would prefer we play the best team and with the best chance of winning. And I don't think that includes Callum Wilson. That's just my opinion.
Indeed. Anyway, that's a wrap for the preview. Don't forget, I'm back at 11 o'clock in the morning with the latest news and press conference reaction, of course, as we will hear from Eddie Howe and hopefully get some decent questions tomorrow. And any news I will bring you as well. That's 11 o'clock TTR Friday, 7 o'clock tomorrow, and then 3:30 on Sunday, Matchday Live, the big one, the final game of the season. Newcastle versus Everton, live commentary right here with us. If Callum Wilson gets a hat-trick, I'll get a Sunderland tattoo on my arse. Alex?
One question to ask. Well, just one more.
You go on then.
Are we doing a watch-along for the playoff game on Saturday?
Oh.
What, for the great unwashed?
Sheffield United fans.
I don't like either of them.
Well, I mean, Billy, you're welcome to do one if you want to do one. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
I hate watch stream. Yeah.
It would be a hate watch stream.
Yeah, of course it would.
Definitely.
It would be a good laugh. Absolutely. And
I don't know if I want to spend my bank holiday weekend watching two red shirt teams. Oh.
Oh, dear me.
We'll see. Up the blades. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget, check the website out, thetoonreview.com. That has got all your merch on there for your favorite channel. Get in there, get a gift for yourself or family members or whatever to support the channel. That's thetoonreview.com. Thank you very much to Mamaroo Records as well for their continuation of sponsoring the channel, based in Whitley Bay for all your music needs. If you can't get into the shop itself in Whitley Bay, check them out online. That is pinned at the top of the show's description, along with our website link as well. Please give it a like before you end the show. We still need likes, guys. We need them to come in. So take just 2 seconds to hit the thumbs up button before you leave the stream. Or if you're watching this on a rerun, hit that like button. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel, completely free of charge. But don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show on the Toon Review. And a big welcome to all our recent subscribers as well. Thank you for your super chats and memberships. Mods, thank you. Billy and Alex, thank you. And of course, You guys out there, absolute legends, huge crowd in tonight. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all again very soon. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, folks. See you soon.
El Dickinson.
Come back and check out the breeze.